Hello everybody and welcome to Rocky Mountain Gardens. Are you ready today to see my decorations for spring and Easter? Well, here we go. So I thought I'd start with a perch up on my stairway, looking down into my living room area. Let's head on down the steps to see what there is for spring decorating. Of course, I always change out my pillows, as you can see. This is a set of Peter Rabbit dishes and a little Peter Rabbit character, Stuffy, as my grandsons call them, and a really cute version of Peter Rabbit from the Little Golden Books. I always like to put these out at Easter time, and I actually bought the dishes in Germany when I lived there. Before my daughter was born, I was hoping to have children, to be able to share those with. I went ahead and moved over here this very large sansevieria that has been growing in my library space, but I decided to move it over here where I could enjoy it as I watch TV sometimes in the evening. Now on the credenza below my television, I have some thrifted items. This nice little oil lamp with a blue color that I just adore, and a thrifted little clock, wooden clock with a tin, and some of my books. Over here, we have a running bunny, and he is settled into a nice thrifted wooden bowl with some Easter eggs, just like the Easter bunny would have, don't you think? Now over here, I have Mr. and Mrs. Bunny, and they are here sitting on my side table with a copy over here of Jan Brett's The Easter Egg, which is a darling little book to read to your children or grandchildren at Easter time. And down here, I just filled up a basket with some goodies. And on my couch, some spring-colored pillows that will bring on that whole feeling that spring is upon us. Near my doorway, I have added some Easter blooms. And let's take a quick look at the entire space. Now switching around here to my gallery wall, you can see that I've decorated the shelf that I always keep here. And I found this interesting basket. Isn't it something? Found that thrifting. I think it was about $5 perhaps. And this pretty dress is one of my daughters from when she was a little girl. And I have a thrifted Easter hat there, hanging as well. And then we have a cute little golden book, Oh Little Rabbit, with a really vintage Easter bunny also sitting on the shelf. And as we look up, the rest of my gallery wall remains the same as it did before. I won't be changing that out all the time, except at Christmas. I'm sure I'll put some Christmas things up in this space. Now walking over here to the dining area, I am using, for something different this time, a quilt that I found thrifting for my tablecloth, and this beautiful scarf here. I just love it. And my brother and sister-in-law brought that to me from Vietnam, where they went on a trip this year. And that was one of my Christmas presents from them. Isn't it lovely? Over on my mirror, I do have a nice spring wreath with roses and peonies on it. Now down here, I have a really cute bunny who is carrying a basket. Let's see if we can get a full view of him, which has some greenery and carrots in it, and a little sign that says Carrot Patch right there. Now coming over here to this cabinet, I really wanted to share with you this cloche, this one right here. This was a piece, I just would like to quickly tell you about it. It was actually turned right side up and had a wire holder for it to sit in. I'm not exactly sure what it was for, maybe a candle holder. Well, I took away the wired piece and then washed it out really well, turned it upside down, and I used E6000 to glue on this wooden handle that I just had the knob in my stash of goodies that I save for whenever I'm redoing things, you know, in any of my DIY projects. And then, guys, these are two things I found thrifting. This little ceramic birdhouse with a blue jay perched on it, and this cute little Peter Rabbit pot with Peter right there. He's darling. Of course, we cannot forget the main reason we celebrate this holiday, which is that our Lord Jesus Christ sacrificed himself for us, for our sins, and we get to celebrate his resurrection on Sunday, not long from today. And I decorated this basket that I thrifted also with some goodies and a cute little bunny. Probably got him at Hobby Lobby on sale, of course. Now coming over to this side of my dining room, I wanted to show you my decorations on my hutch. And we'll take a look at the top. I went a little bit simply in my decor for the top of the hutch today. Another jumping rabbit, and that blue plate is a blue willow platter actually that I found thrifting. And then down below, I especially wanted to share with you this bowl right here. This bowl is an antique. It belonged to my grandma and grandpa, and after they passed away, my Aunt Loretta gave it to me as a remembrance, I guess. And it's an RS Germany bowl. It was probably made in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And then I have another cute little golden book, The Whispering Rabbit. Guys, if you like collecting children's books, these are fairly easy to find in the book section of your thrift store. And as you can see, in the back there is a silver plate bowl that is also a thrift find. And I just love this little vignette, how it has turned out. And on my stool here, I have a rather full basket of spring blooms and another little stuffed pink bunny. Guys, I have a lot of stuffed animals from when my daughter was a teenager, and she was always dating some new guy and would get gifts of stuffed animals from her different boyfriends. So I have kept them, and I have quite a few to use in my decorating. Oh, goodness. All right, as we go into the kitchen, I have some new goodies to share with you. Here, as we enter, are 3 crocks that I found. Now, that large one I got actually at an antique store, but the 2 smaller ones, I found them in the garden department at one of my Goodwills in town here. And oh my gosh, was that ever a thrill. I was so excited. Finally find some Crocs. I have some more, I guess you would call them spring-like salt and pepper shakers here in my little shelf. And on top of my hutch here, this one here that I got from Germany, I put out my cubbies and another Mr. and Mrs. Bunny, all ready for the Easter holidays, aren't they? And here in my cubbies are some of my thrift finds, this lovely picture, little boy and girl, and those are Homeco figures. I believe also that this little goose, Easter goose, is as well. And then just coming on down here, some more thrift finds. And of course, I can't pass up displaying my cute teapots and teacups. I like to get out the different colors and shades of my teacups, different sorts of themes, I guess, for the different times of year. So there we are in that little section of my kitchen. And next we'll swing around over here to the top of my fridge, which I do like to decorate for each season. And you can't have too many flowers, especially here where I live in Colorado, because our springs come so late in the year. But by putting out some flowers ahead of time, kind of gets you in the spirit. Here's my little coffee station. And guys, I wanted to tell you to be on the lookout for these. They're sort of like tea towels, but printed with all kinds of interesting motifs. This one, as you can see, has British wildlife pictures included on it. And some of the ones that I've picked up are actually vintage calendars that are decorated for the season and look great also. So stepping back here is my plain old stove. And then over here I have some additional florals. Now on my windowsill at this time of year, I have some cuttings because I'm going to be taking these cuttings and planting them up and using them outdoors on my porch this summer. And it's a wonderful way to get some free plants. Oh, and by the way, there are no birds here right now, but my daughter gave me this bird feeder for Christmas. And oh my goodness, we are enjoying sitting over here. Let me swing over slowly. We sit on these chairs over here, far enough away that we don't frighten the birds, and we just enjoy watching them as they come and get a bite to eat. And while I'm looking over in this direction, I thought I would share with you a little vignette on a tray that I placed on my island. I just think it's really darling. Look at these hand-painted goose eggs. Aren't they something? These are real eggs that were hand-blown. There's another one hiding kind of back in there. And of course I have a little birdie in a nest. She's darling for the holidays and for the season. And if we step over and look at the other side of my sink area, I have a darling little piggy, pink piggy for the holiday season, and another really cute bunny. This was a Hobby Lobby find. I'm not sure where I got the little piggy, but I just think he's the cutest. Next over here, I finally went outside and got this vintage insulator that I've had for years. I think I picked it up when I was in college and brought it indoors and washed it up so it would look, you know, cute in that really pretty turquoise color right there by my plants. So stepping back into my library space, I have a couple of new things. I bought this rug here from overstock.com, and I think it kind of coordinates with this earlier rug that I've had in this space for a while, and it covers up more of my hardwood floor, so I really am enjoying that. I have this cute ruffled tablecloth on my table with a nice arrangement that includes some daffodils. You must have those at this time of year, don't you agree? Well, guys, and then for my library, I made another trip down to the Goodwill outlet so that I could find some additional books for my library. And upcoming I'm not exactly sure when I'll get to it, but I have a small bookcase I'm going to be restyling and using for additional books to really give this space that library feeling. So here's my large built-in bookcase set right there. I simply adore this space. I like to spend time here, quite a bit of time actually. And another thing that I got from my daughter actually for Valentine's Day was this beautiful, it is a reproduction Tiffany lamp, and the design is called Dragonfly, and you can see the dragonfly's body and his wings, and it goes all the way around the glass on this lamp. It is actual glass, but of course it's not a Tiffany version because, you know, we can't afford that. But a reproduction is great. Now I have a terracotta pot with some tulips and another thrifted bunny. And then over on this side of my hearth, I have a swan. And that little swan is sitting there with a pretty bow, and guess what? A book of the Ugly Duckling, little golden book. That's a perfect pairing, don't you think? Now up on my mantle, I wanted to go with one of my favorite colors, purple. And so I used a purple garland along with these various other decorations and another swan who is also sporting a plaid purple bow around his or her neck. So let me stand back and give you a full view of my mantle and hearth together. It really makes my heart happy to enjoy these decorations as we wait longingly for spring to come. And for those of you who follow me and live in a warmer climate, I am envious that you are getting to spend so much more time outdoors earlier than the rest of us. And would you like a peek at my powder room? Let's swing over here, and I've changed out my wreath on my garage door here. One of the pastel colors that I love to use in the springtime. And we're going to swing in here and take a look at how I decorated my shelf. I'm enjoying that. And then above the toilet here, I have a large bouquet of pink and blue and even a bit of purple peeking through. This was such an easy project. And if you have an old 90s light oak, vanity or cabinets anywhere, it is not hard at all to transform them. And this is the jelly roll little carpet that I used to have up in my master bathroom. So since I redecorated that space, I moved this jelly roll little rug into this space, and I think it goes quite well with the new color on my vanity. You can do it too and really change up your decor with very little money, which is always a good thing, isn't it? All right, so back here in my library space, let me know what you think was the best part of the tour. What did you find the most interesting? And is there anything that you'd like to do similarly in your home? It's not too late to enjoy spring and really celebrate all the pastel colors of spring for sure. Be sure to comment what you liked the best, which vignette you enjoyed or new decorating idea that you might have come up with by watching my video. And guys, thank you so much for stopping by for my tour, and I hope to see you again very soon. Take care. Have a lovely, lovely, blessed weekend, my friends. And this is Mary saying bye for now.